Morning, comic fans! Welcome back to Comics in 5 Minutes. I'm your ever-loving host, Shorty, and doing another one, small independent ones. I really should stop referring to Scout and Vault as small indie now. They're actually kicking a whole bunch of ass for very good reasons. They're putting out stuff which is interesting and unusual. It's creator-owned, which I'm always a big fan of, and they generally do stuff which will at least make me want to try issue 2. Not saying everything's perfect, but we don't live in that kind of world, do we? But Atlantis wasn't built for tourists. For a start, that's just a great title for something. And if you look at the cover, that is a very much slice of Americana going on there. Just the gas station lights, the moon over the hills with the trees, the car coming up off the road. All of that just screams to me like that's just so evocative of something great. It's something dark as well, because there's easy to kind of judge slices of Americana on Mom's apple pie and picket fences and the like, but it's we kind of daft to ignore all the dark side and stuff that goes along with that and allowed it to exist in the first place. That's not to say this goes in that direction. It doesn't. I don't want to give that impression. It's just my own personal viewpoint on Americana. What it actually is doing is similar to Vampire State Building and the thing that inspired that 30 Days of Night. It appears we've got a town which is overrun with vampires. Well, not overrun with vampires. A town that's made a deal with a few vampires, which basically allows them to take out a few ne'er-do-wells so they don't hunt on people in the rest of the town. Now, you may sound like I'm doing a big spoiler here, but honestly, it is just the way it is. You don't have to get that far into it before you start realizing something's wrong. There's like a very nice sense of creeping dread coming in. And it's done subtly enough that it's not like, oh my god, can't wait to see what the giant monster is, but you're still like, there's going to be a monster. There's going to be something. There's no town like that, called Atlantis in Atlantis County, for a start, is going to be completely normal. Throw into the mix how people are talking and the kind of questions they're asking, the way people are living their lives, and you get this sense of, yeah, stuff's not quite right. And that's a good thing. I like that, the fact that it's written like that. It's good, and it made me want to carry on reading. But then you get the twist. And I don't get too far into what the twist is here, but there is definitely one in there. And it works because you're kind of expecting one thing and you go another way. Not to say it's completely unrelated, but it's enough that you still have a oh my kind of moment. Now, that's all well and good. Story's great if you're wanting something like that. And to be honest, when it comes to comic books, sometimes people would pick something because the concept is alone is enough to interest them. And that's cool and that's fine. But it also needs to be well written and it needs to look good, because we're dealing with a medium which covers both art and words. Now, is it well written? Absolutely it is. This is up there with the same kind of writing style and quality that I always kind of rave about, which is that it seems natural and it seems normal. The particular line when somebody talks about the fact that they've been sleeping in tents for months, the reply goes, hang on, what is sleeping in tents? It's like, no, in tents, I've been camping. And it's just that little thing where it doesn't really mean anything. It doesn't add much to the story. The guy has just, been camping out for a couple months doing backpacking across America, which you already know. He's told you that's what he's doing. But that little just slight misunderstanding, it just feels really natural, really normal, and it just, with the sense of like creeping dread you've had going on through most of it so far, that just kind of drops you down a little bit to be like, yeah, just a misunderstanding between two regular people. Then there's a little bit later on where he talks about that the once he was sleeping in a scorpion was on his chest, and he said, and the guy went, that sounds intense. Replies, yeah, now you get it. Just a nice little callback. Just a nice little bit of writing in there. And the thing is, the book's full of them. Just very realistic interactions between people without necessarily over-the-top flowery dialogue. It's not trying too hard to be anything other than just a story about people, and that's something that really appeals to me. As for the art, it struck me very early on that it's got a kind of classic 70s and 80s style to it, which I really liked as well. Something when it's done badly I really don't like is people putting white borders around characters, as if they, it's a bit too hard for people to work out the difference between the character and the background. And in noir books, you can kind of really overemphasize the blackness of it so you don't get any kind of break in it, and it's really effective. For this, you get really obvious outlines, like little exclamation things around them. And it works because that's like a design choice. They've done it that way so they do pop, and it's not just the light that's there to delineate the light and shadow, it's the shock that they're exhibiting as well. And that's clearly a design choice, and it's one that works because it also puts you in the mind of something old and classic and dark, and that's exactly what this is. Certainly another excellent one from Scout Comics. If your local comic book store has some left, we're down to just one left already because I've had a couple people request it. If you do want to grab one, I would advise it. That's it for me, though. I'll be back tomorrow. Bye.